Hello everyone. We are here in Paris at the Paris Blockchain Week today with Vardan Khachatryan from Fastex. How is Paris treating you? What is the most important thing that you've seen here?
It's amazing to be here. This is the second year that we are actually attending Paris Blockchain Week. Probably one of the best events in the crypto world. And it's great to see all these, great companies, great minds, also new players.
So what is the most exciting new thing, that new player and maybe new idea that is coming into blockchain this year that you've seen here, or maybe not exactly here, but in general in 2024?
Yeah, probably it's our Fastex card. So we have new product, which is the Fastex card that users can use to top up for their daily use. I mean, general life at the moment, unfortunately, crypto is not as much adopted for, general life, spending. What you can do, you can obtain a Fastex card, top up it, and then just spend in stores anywhere that accepts Visa or MasterCard.
Why is it called Fastex, by the way? Is it about speed?
Actually, we have a group of companies with fast naming. So we have a bank, it's called Fast Bank. Before it was called Fast Credit because it was a credit organization, now it's a bank. We have Fast Shift, which is an EMI. So Fast Token, our coin.
So why is the concept of being fast is important?
Yeah, it's about kind of the mindset, kind of going fast and breaking things, doing disruptive things. That's the whole idea.
Do you think that sometimes we need to be a little bit more slow in order to actually achieve this long-term goals? How do you balance this?
I think not necessarily slow, but more mindful and careful. For example, in terms of regulations. Now at the moment, you see that a lot of regulations come into force. Some of them are not really totally taught because it's not from the practical perspective, like real life cases. You can see that regulators who actually drafted them did not really understand how things work, and they created kind of not only confusion but also hardship for the existing players. So I think this part is where, for example, we can say we need to go in a more mindful and considerate way rather than just being fast and trying to kind of quickly regulate something just to be regulated itself.
Do you think that the whole crypto industry will be fully regulated in a few years, or on the contrary, we will a little bit get the bouncing back?
Well, we see that it is taking place everywhere. Like the islands that you have never heard of are already regulated, and you can see this. There is a pressure on all the states to adopt the regulations that is that are regulating the crypto asset services. And on the one hand, it's amazing because even every player in this probably, not every, but most of them want to be regulated. And regulation is great because you know the rules of the game, you know what to expect, and that's the most important in business, right? But on the other hand, it should be reasonable. It should be reasonable. It should not create impossibility for companies to operate. If it creates so many requirements that are not understandable, that are extremely expensive, and if you adopt all of them and later on you're not going to be able to, operate and provide the best services to your customers, then I don't think that makes sense in any way. Okay, but for future, I think within 3 to 5 years, all the world will be completely regulated. In some places strictly, in some places lightly, but even most of the jurisdictions will definitely have pretty soon. But it took a long time. It's 15 years that already the crypto Bitcoin exists, right? But only now it's picking up, and hopefully also it will over the time will reshape and be more efficient rather than just to be there to be called as regulation, itself.
What's the most exciting thing that you are expecting in the blockchain industry? You gave this framework of 3-5 years. So in terms of technology and application,
I think more adoption and more real life uses rather than something like hype or gimmicky stuff. That's something that excites me, and we see a lot of products already coming here for us because initially Bitcoin was just a chain of just sending money, and then Ethereum came with smart contracts and dApps that completely changed, revolutionized. I think from the dApp world, it is going to be more real-life use cases, and that's going to be something exciting, and that's going to be accepted also by the larger public because that's what they expect from that, not just like sell some, I don't know, transfer some kind of money through, chains.
Last question. How do you see the future of Fastex in 5 years?
To be one of the front runners, to be one of the places where people will see them like as go-to for crypto exchange or for decentralized protocols, I don't know, some other financial services, whatever we are developing or we will develop, because we're quite fast growing in a way that we every year we introduce new products, and also as one of the most compliant companies.